Good day, students! So, kumusta? Tapos na yung ating event, yung inyong graduation ball. So, it's a sign na balik na ulit tayo sa normal routine natin. So, after a week or ilang week ng pagpa-practice, so, eto, maghahabol tayo ng mga discussion. So, in our subject Creative Nonfiction, ang topic natin for today is all about presenting a commentary or critique. So, I have a question. Siguro ito na rin yung lagi kong natatanong sa inyo every time na mag-uumpisa tayo ng discussion. So, my question is, what comes to your mind when you hear the term commentary or critique? Ano yung mga ideya na pumapasok sa isip niyo kapag naririnig niyo yung term or yung word na commentary or critique? Okay, so let us now proceed sa ating discussion. So, acquisition of new knowledge. So, pag sinabi ng critique, it is acquisition of new knowledge. Pero ano ba yung critique? Sabi dito, a critique is a short paper, usually about one book or article. First, it gives a short summary of what has been said in the article. Then, it looks at the article critically. In presenting a critical comments, one has to look into the strengths and weaknesses of the article. So kapag sinabi daw critic, ito daw ay isang short paper na usually tumutukoy or tungkol sa isang libro or sa isang article na ating nabasa. So kapag gumagawa daw ng critic, una is ginagawa natin ng maikling summary yung ating nabasa or kung ano yung nabanggit sa isang article or sa isang libro. Then, it looks at the article critically. Kinikritik, hinuhusgahan yung buong article. At sa pagpapresent daw ng critical comments, one has to look into the strengths and weaknesses of the article. Kailangan mabanggit, makritik, or ma-judge yung strengths or kalakasan and weaknesses ng isang article. Hindi pwedeng bias tayo, hindi pwedeng ang ating gawan lang ng commentary ay yung strengths niya, yung pagiging maganda ng article. Kailangan pati yung weaknesses or yung pagiging yung weak side or kahinaan ng isang article o libro na inyong nabasa. Okay, sabi dito, a critic can be positive or negative. However, it is better that the critic points out to improving the article, then it looks at the article critically. In presenting the critical comments, one has to look into the strengths and weaknesses of the article. So sabi dito, a critic means giving your opinion daw about something like an article. So pag sinabi palang critic, nagbibigay ka ng opinion mo tungkol sa article o libro na iyong nabasa. And it can say good things or positive or bad things, negative. Pwedeng ang laman daw ng iyong critic paper ay about positive and negative things na nakita mo or nabasa mo dun sa article. But the best kind of critic helps make the article better. Sabi din dito, when you critic daw, you should look at the article carefully and think deeply about it. Point out both the strong parts, what the article does well, and the weak parts or what needs improvement. So, kapag gagawa ka or susulat ka ng isang critic paper, kailangan mo tignang mabuti yung bawat parte ng article or libro na iyong nabasa at kailangan mong i-point out yung parehong parte, yung strong and weak part. Kailangan mong i-point out kung ano yung maganda dun sa article at kung ano yung part ng article na kinakailangan ng improvement. And sabi dyan, even if you say negative or something negative daw, it is more helpful if you explain how to fix or improve it. Pwede siyang yung commentary mo or yung critic paper mo ay tungkol sa negative things na nakita mo dun sa article at hindi daw yun masama. Minsan daw maganda yun or mas okay daw yun para matulungan mo daw yung article na mas maging maayos or para makita ni author kung ano yung kailangan niyang ayusin sa article na kanyang sinulat. So that is critic paper. So why do we write critics ba? Bakit kaya kinakailangan nating sumulat ng critic paper or ng commentary paper? Ano ba yung reason? So sabi dito, writing a critic on a work help us to develop a knowledge of the work's subject area or related works, an understanding of the work's purpose, intended audience, development of argument, structure of evidence, or creative style, And lastly, a recognition of the strengths and weaknesses of the work. Pero bakit nga ba tayo sumusulat ng ng critic? So, simple lang yan. Writing a critic means carefully reading or watching someone's work, like an article, story, movie, or painting, and giving your thoughts about it. Gaya nga na sinabi ko kanina, pag sinabing pagsulat ng isang critic or commentary paper, after mong basahin yung buong nilalaman, nagbibigay ka ng opinion mo tungkol dun sa iyong nabasa. And when we do this, it helps us improve in three main ways. Kapag ginagawa daw natin ito, matutulungan daw tayo nitong mag-improve sa tatlong bagay. Una, we learn more about the topic. Mas naiintindihan natin yung topic ng ating binasa. By studying the work, we gain more knowledge about the subject it talks about, and we might even learn how it connects to other similar works. Second, we understand the author's goal. Naiintindihan daw natin ano ba yung goal or purpose ni author kung bakit niya ito isinulat. We begin to see why the author created the work, who they wanted to reach, the audience, and how they tried to share their message or point of view. And lastly, we look at how the work is made. Nakikita natin, mas nauunawaan natin or naiintindihan natin kung paano ba nagawa or natapos yung isang article or yung isang story. Pwede ring painting or movie, lahat ng artwork. We learn how the author organized their ideas, mas nauunawaan natin kung paano tumatakbo yung ideya, paano niya na-organize, nabuo yung kanyang mga ideya para magawa iyon, used facts or examples to support their argument, or showed their creativity in the style or design. So, kung kanina sinagutan natin yung question na why do we write critics or kung bakit ba dapat tayo sumusulat ng critic paper, now let us answer this question. How do we write critics? Paano ba ang tamang pagsulat o paggawa ng critic paper or ng commentary paper? So, meron tayong ilang steps. And the first one is read the whole book or article thoroughly. Sabi dyan, read the whole book or article thoroughly. Highlight text that you think is important or make notes as you go along. Reread the article to make sure that your interpretation of the author's ideas and arguments are correct. So, paano ka nga naman ba makakagawa ng isang critic paper or commentary paper kung hindi mo nabasa ng buo yung isang article or yung isang book? So, syempre, kailangan mo siyang basahin ng buo. Don't skip parts. Make sure na naintindihan mo yung buong mensahe of the work, ng article. And while reading, mark the parts that seem important or interesting. You can also write notes to help you remember key ideas or questions you have. Pwede mong i-highlight yung mga part ng article na sa palagi mo ay importante or pwede ka ring notes, magsulat para mas matulungan kang matandaan yung mga ideas or questions you have habang binabasa mo yung article. And after the first reading, go back and read it one more time. This helps you double check if you understood the author's message and arguments the right way. So after mo daw basahin, kung kaya, mas maganda na balikan mo siya ulit sa umpisa at basahin mo siya one more time kasi makatutulong daw yung pagre-read para ma-double check mo kung naintindihan mo ba ng tama yung message ni author and your argument niya sa maayos na paraan. Baka kasi sa una, medyo hindi mo pa siya gaanong na-gets, tapos nung nire-read mo or binasa mo ulit, mas naunawaan mo na yung message or argument na gustong i-convey ni author or ni writer. Okay. Second, think carefully about what you have read and ask yourself questions about the article. So after mong mabasa and mabasa ulit, think carefully, isipin mong mabuti kung ano yung mga nabasa mo at pwede mo rin tanongin yung sarili mo about sa questions or ng mga questions about the article. So you may look into the following. So first, what are the main points that the author is trying to make? And second, how does the author support those points? What evidences are being presented? So, when you are writing a critic, you should look closely at the following. So, sabi nga, una daw, ano yung pinaka-point or main points that the author is trying to make? You may ask yourself na, ano ba yung big idea or message ng article or book? Ano yung mga important arguments or claims na gustong pagfokusan ni author? Second, how does the author support those points? So you may ask yourself, ano ba yung mga proof, examples, or reasons that the author give to support their ideas? Gumamit ba sila ng facts, ng research, stories, data, or expert opinions to back up what they are saying? So, pwede mo tanong yung sarili mo nun, and pwede siyang maging laman ng iyong critic paper. Okay, so the third step is reread material to make sure that you have understood the author's ideas. So nasa first step pala, sa first step pa lang binanggit na doon na after mong basahin is kailangan mo ulit siyang basahin para mas maintindihan mo daw yung message na gustong i-convey ni author or ni writer. Pero sa third step, binanggit na kailangan daw ulit basahin yung material para masigurado mo na naintindihan mo yung idea ni author. So after reading the article or book the first time, it's important to read it again. This is to make sure that you fully understand what the author is trying to say. After reading the book daw or the article the first time, it is important to read it again. And this is to make sure that you fully understand what the author is trying to say. Sometimes, or may mga pagkakataon kasi na puwedeng meron tayong makaligtaan na detalye or meron tayong part ng article or ng libro na ma-misunderstand. So by reading it a second time, we can clarify confusing parts, understand the main ideas, catch important points we didn't notice before, kasi nga rereading helps us give a more accurate and fair critique. And step number 4, try to summarize what you have read. You may wish to do this by way of bullet pointed notes, a spider diagram, or a mind map. Use whichever techniques suits you. So, after mo nga siyang basahin, para mas maging maayos yung iyong critic paper, subukan mo muna i-summarize yung nabasa mo. Pwede mo daw itong gawin sa iba't ibang paraan. Pwedeng through bullet pointed notes, spider diagram, mind map, or kung ano man yung technique na mas kaya mo or mas para sa'yo is mas maiintindihan mo. So, ayun nga, it is helpful to summarize what you have read. This means putting the main ideas into your own words. You can do this in different ways depending on what works best for you. And step number 5, think about different points of view. So, how do the author's ideas compare to other writers of the subject? Do you agree or disagree with the author? You should say why. This might mean backing up your own views with academic opinions, so you will need to read around the subject area. And the step number 5, or the last step, is think about different points of view. So, tignan daw yung iba't ibang point of view. Pwedeng point of view ni author and your point of view and point of view ng ibang author or ng ibang writers. So, sabi dito, how do the author's ideas compare to other writers of the subject? Do you agree or disagree with the author? You should say why. This might mean backing up your own views with academic opinions, so you will need to read around the subject area. So this means you should think about how the author's opinions or arguments are similar to or different from what other writers have said about the same topic. For example, nagbasa ka ng article about sa isang certain topic. So, after mo siyang basahin, bago ka sumulat ng isang commentary or critic paper, pwedeng tignan mo muna yung opinion ng ibang author dun sa binabasa mong article. Tignan mo kung pareho ba sila ng argument or ng claims or ano naman kaya yung sinasabi or opinion ng ibang writer dun sa isang topic na iyon. And after that, it's your turn to give your own opinion. Do you agree with Okay, so do you agree with what the author is saying? Or do you disagree? If so, explain your reason. So yung iyong commentary or critic paper ay pwedeng nag-a-agree ka doon sa point ni writer or ni author. Pero syempre hindi pwedeng sabihin mo na nag-agree ka lang. Kailangan mo ipaliwanag kung bakit, ano yung mga nakita mo dun sa article na reason kung bakit ka nag-agree. And kung disagree ka naman, syempre kailangan mo na i-explain ano yung reasons mo. And to support your opinion, sabi it is helpful daw to use evidence from other authors or research. This means you should also read more about the topic to make your argument strong. Pwedeng bago ka sumulat ng commentary or critic paper ay mag-search ka muna ng ibang article about sa katulad na na topic na iyong binasa. And basahin mo kung ano yung argument or claim ng ibang writer and ng ibang author kasi pwede mo siyang gamitin, helpful siya para maging evidence para mas masuportahan yung iyong opinion para hindi lang purely opinionated yung iyong critic paper. Although opinionated siya pero back up with evidences or um, research or facts. Okay, so now let us proceed sa iba't ibang parts of critic paper. So, ang critic paper ay may tatlong part, gaya lamang din ng essay. 'Di ba familiar naman na kayo sa essay kasi parang elementary pa lang ay sumusulat na tayo ng essay. So, gaya sa essay, ang unang part of course ng critic paper ay introduction. And introduction, this is where you mention the general idea or thesis statement in the article. So, in the introduction, you may state the title of the work, the author's name, and the date of publication, outline main ideas of the book, and identify the author's thesis, and state your own thesis statement and your main idea about the work. So, the introduction gives the reader a quick overview of the article or book you are critiquing. So, number one, general idea or thesis of the article. So, state what is the article or book mainly about, tungkol saan ba yung article or libro. And state what is the author trying to say or prove. Ano ba yung gustong sabihin or message or gustong i-convey ni author or ni writer. Second, you have to include sa basic information about the work sa introduction mo. Ilagay mo si title, ayan. Ano ba yung title ng article or book? I-mention mo yung name ni author and add the date kung kailan ba na-publish yung article or the book. And third, sabi dyan, outline the main ideas. So you have to mention, kahit maiksi lang, briefly lang, you have to mention the important points the author talks about. You have to identify the author's thesis or thesis statement. Pag sinabing thesis statement, ano ba yung main argument or claim ni author? Fourth, of course, you have to state your own thesis statement. Kailangan mo sabihin kung ano yung naiisip mo or opinion mo about the work. And this is your main idea. Kailangan mo sabihin kung ano yung iyong main idea or yung iyong opinion kasi it will guide your critic paper. So, after mong i-identify ano ba yung main argument or claim or yung thesis statement ni author, of course, kailangan mong gumawa ng sarili mong thesis statement. Kailangan mong sabihin kung ano yung iyong naiisip, yung iyong opinion tungkol dun sa isang work, sa isang article. Kailangan mo sabihin yung iyong idea or opinion as it will guide you or your critic paper. And the second part, gaya lang din sa essay, is yung body. And sa body, it includes the summary and analysis of the article. And when summarizing, you can briefly outline the main ideas of the book, article, or film. Should involve who, what, where, when, why, and how. You may also choose to discuss the structure, style, or point of view. Okay, so yung body is yung second part ng critic paper. And the body is where you explain your understanding of the work and give your opinion. And it has two main parts, summary and analysis. So yung body, dito po nakalagay or nakasaad yung inyong explanation and understanding sa article na inyong binasa. At dito nyo rin pwedeng ibigay yung inyong opinion. At yung body ay nahahati sa dalawa, summary and yung inyong analysis. And when summarizing, sabi dyan, you should First is briefly explain the main ideas of the article, book, or film. Kailangan nyo ipaliwanag kung ano yung pinaka-point or ideas ng article, book, or film na inyong binasa. Second, you need to talk about what happened. Ano yung nangyari doon sa article na binasa ninyo? Who was involved? Sino yung mga taong involved? Where and when it took place, saan at kailan nangyari, and why and how things happen. Bakit nangyari o paano nangyari yung mga bagay-bagay. And when summarizing, you have to keep it short and focus. Just give the key points. Kasi nga, summary na siya, ibig sabihin maiksi lang. No need na pahabain pa or gamitan ng mga mabubulaklak na salita. Next part, sabi nga natin yung body, nahahati siya sa dalawang parts, summary and analysis. Dito naman, when giving your analysis, you can critically state what you like and do not like about the book, article, or film. Explain your ideas with specific examples from the book, article, or film. Okay, so in your analysis, you may also, number one, talk about the structure. Talk about how the work is organized from beginning, middle, to the end. Pwede nyong pag-usapan or pwede mong um, pwede ka magbigay ng opinion kung ano sa palagay mo yung structure ng article, kung maganda ba yung pagkakasulat mula sa umpisa hanggang sa dulo. Paano ba inorganize ni author or ni writer yung kanyang ideas. Pwede mo ring i-describe yung style of writing ni author. Formal ba yung kanyang style of writing, casual, emotional, or whatsoever. You may also discuss the point of view. Is the author sharing facts, opinions, or personal experiences? Is it written in first person or third person? Pwede mo rin sabihin kung ano yung mga bagay na nabasa mo sa article na gusto mo at ano naman yung hindi mo nagustuhan. So, ganun yung pagbibigay ng analysis. And the last part ng critic paper, of course, is conclusion. And conclusion contains the overall interpretation or evaluation of the article studied. In some circumstances, recommendations for improvement on the work may be appropriate. So sa conclusion, nandito yung overall interpretation mo, relationship of particular interpretations to subject as a whole, critical assessment of the value, worth, or meaning of the work, both negative and positive. Okay, so sa conclusion, sabi nga dyan, unang-una is pwede nyo ibigay yung inyong overall interpretation. So yung conclusion nyo dapat ay nagbibigay or nagpa-provide ng general summary or interpretation of the article or work you have analyzed. Dapat sa conclusion makikita yung inyong kabuuang interpretation sa article na inyong binasa. Second, kailangan nyo ipaliwanag yung specific points or interpretations within your analysis para makakonekta siya to the broader meaning or themes of the entire work. And lastly, kailangan nyo i-discuss yung strengths and weaknesses, yung kalakasan o kahinaan ng isang article or book na inyong kinritik or binasa. Kailangan nyo i-evaluate ano ba yung importance or kahalagahan ng article na yon, ano ba yung impact nito sa mga mambabasa or significance. And dapat sa pagsulat ng conclusion, hindi lamang na conclusion, dapat pati introduction and body, kailangan malinaw and fairly, dapat hindi bias. Kailangan nga daw hina-highlight both positive and negative. Hindi pwedeng positive lang, hindi pwedeng negative lang, kailangan parehas. Kasi makatutulong iyon para mas ma-improve ni author or ni writer yung kanyang article, yung kanyang isinulat. So that's all for today's topic. Panoorin ito, mag-highlights or mag-take ng notes and be ready sa inyong long quiz or exam next week.